I'm going to give you 3 tips that I believe will help make you wildly successful in this next bull run crypto market. This is Crypto for the Rest of Us, 6 days a week, tip tool coin analysis, and sometimes a Hedera ICP or an XRP video in the evening, depending upon what's going on with updates. Let's talk about those 3 things. And why is it so important? It's important because when it comes to taking profits, that's on you. You're going to have to determine when to sell. And first of all, you got to make sure that they're coins that are going to be profitable. Not everything's going to be profitable. And of the things that might be profitable, some are going to outperform others. And you've probably seen or read, if you're like me, you're consuming all sorts of information, or maybe you just watch some videos, but regardless, you're hearing all sorts of recommendations. And they might all be right. So you might be thinking you're overwhelmed with all these different coins and which should you buy? This person says this one, this person says that one. Well, take a step back and try to think about why they're discussing these certain coins and what will make you pick one and then how to sell one. So for me, I'm looking at 3 things. First, I'm looking at the industry. I believe that's critically important because some will outperform others. Second, let's talk about knowing the coin and then comparing the coin and why those are important. So for me, I'm looking at layer 1s. I believe those are very important in this run. DPIN, decentralized physical infrastructure. But the 2 I want to focus on today, which are my 2 favorite, are RWA, real world asset tokenization, as well as AI, artificial intelligence. So first, let's just talk about those 2 industries or groups of coins. So when it comes to AI, you can go to CoinMarketCap, you can click into a particular industry here, and this is at AI and big data. Now, not everything's very different, and the crypto in here are very different, but let's just say this is all just AI and big data. They've got market cap and volume of the total of all of these. So they take all the coins that they have listed, which are a lot, they add them all up and they say, circulating supply times the coin price, add them all up, and it's at around, as of today, October 8th, 35 billion. Earlier this year, it had hit 45 billion. A year ago, it was way less. So you can see where the total market is. And you can watch the total market cap. But here's what's interesting. Think about that. Let's just say roughly 40 billion. All right. Well, NVIDIA, as you're familiar, is a $3.2 trillion market cap, just that company. Now, you're probably going to say that is just AI infrastructure because they're making GPUs. But as we know, those GPUs are used for many different things, video gaming, all kinds of graphics, you name it. However, in the last year or so, I think the vast majority of their GPUs, enterprise GPUs and otherwise, were bought by companies specifically to use for AI computationals. Okay, but let's just say that's infrastructure. Regardless, that's 3.2 trillion, one company. But let's just look at an interesting one, OpenAI. OpenAI is not public, but it was just, October 2nd of this year. They did another funding round, and they doubled their valuation from the last time, 157 billion. So there's a company that you know as probably ChatGPT, and that one is 157 billion. And let's just assume that they just have this one application. So that's one at 157 billion, and the entire AI market of crypto is only 40 billion. So in my mind, 10xing is a no-brainer. That takes the whole market from 40 billion to 400 billion. Which is just a little more than twice OpenAI. That's a no-brainer. I think AI is going to take off. That's the first industry, and there's an indication that it might do really well. The second one I was talking about, real-world asset tokenization. You go into this category, real-world asset tokens, and it's about 30 billion. Earlier this year, it was 54 billion. I happen to look at, and you can look up many different reports. This one report from Transact references Citibank. Listen to this. They say this is by 2030. Of course, that's 5 years from now, but it's starting. We already know Ondo and others have already tokenized assets. The real estate funds will reach 20 trillion. These are real estate funds by 2030, and tokenized asset value of that would be 1.5 trillion. Private equity venture capital anticipated to have 7 trillion valuation by 2030, and they think it'll be 0.7 trillion. Then they talk about this sovereign debt being 2 trillion, and then repo securities lending margin collateral, 42 trillion valuation, tokenized assets at 1 trillion. So the entire is 42, and they just think a small portion. You add all this up, you got 1 trillion, you got 2 trillion, that's 3, another 1, that's 4, that's 5.5 trillion, which is just a small portion of that. And what are the cryptos at this moment? 30 billion? My gosh. You know, it's 1,000 billion for a trillion. So 5.5 trillion is 5,500 billion. And that's not the whole market. That's if they take a small portion of that market. Of course, it's in 5 years. In my opinion, look at industries that you think are going to blow up and have some data that tells you that, yeah, you think that's going to happen. Others will tell you another popular one is gaming. That's not for me. I only look at gaming infrastructure. Okay, so we've got 2 industries we think are going to blow up. So the coins within those industries, you start looking at them. You look around and you say, well, everyone is talking about these. To me, the most important thing is once you start looking at various coins, you're reading articles, you're watching videos, and you decide, okay, I'm going to pick one. I'm going to go with, and for whatever reason, with an AI, a real world asset tokenization, let's just go to one everyone talks about. Where's Ondo? Oh, here's one. They haven't done yet. I haven't talked about it yet, but I like it a lot. Maple. You go into Maple. All right. So in my opinion, you need to learn Maple inside and out if you decide to invest in this one. And you need to keep an eye on them. I did a video the other day, case in point, about Goldfinch, which I bought earlier this year. I did a video, which you can watch recently, where I looked at their Twitter, their blog, the news, their founders and what they're posting. We went through everything and said, it looks like this company's just not moving. They haven't gotten any momentum. What's going on? You want to see that they've got a roadmap, they make it public, that they're executing on the roadmap, that they're alive and they're telling the world about it. And if they're not and they seem to die off, well, that could be a problem. So know the coin inside and out and then keep tabs on what they're doing. It's real simple. Bookmark their website, follow their Twitter account here on CoinMarketCap, left side, website, Twitter, Discord, Telegram, join them, watch them, know it inside and out. That's the second tip. Know the coin, whichever one it is. In my opinion, in real world assets, you're going to be able to pick and probably all of them will go up. So that leads me to the third point. The third point is don't just watch your coin. Watch the entire industry and other popular coins in that industry. So maybe you don't own one like Ondo or Mantra, but you own something like Maple. Well, watch what Ondo and Mantra are doing as well in terms of their stock chart, right? Are they moving up at a higher percentage rate than yours? Well, then they're outperforming yours. And that's okay. But watch when they start to sell off, because that might give you a signal that you should start selling off. Because a lot of times these industries, money will flow in and money will flow out. So if you're only focused and paying attention to your one coin, while all the other coins are triggering sell-offs, you might need to pay attention to those as well. It'll give you an idea of when you should be selling. So the 3 things today I just wanted to point out: pick top industries, understand, look at the data to know that you believe they're going to take off. For example, for me, AI, RWA, I love them. Layer 1, I think, is a no-brainer. 2, know the coins that you've picked and why and follow them. 3, follow their competitive coins, even if you don't own them. We don't have unlimited resources. We can't own every coin. It's a lot to track, a lot to follow. So once you've picked the ones that you like, also watch their competitors because they might help give you sell signals. Hope that's helpful. Let's all make generational wealth together with crypto. Have a great day.